Welcome back to the Dad Compass podcast. I am your host, Dmitry.
And I'm your host, Patrick.
I was actually going to say this, but we're like a year and a half into doing this. Probably a bit more.
Yeah, just a little over a year and a half, I think.
It's kind of crazy. And we still have no fucking sponsors or traction. I had a dream last night that somebody saw our podcast and it was like on the news because it was such shit.
This can't be the worst podcast ever.
I don't think it's the worst.
Probably not even top 10 worst.
On the news, they said these guys have one listener and they've been doing this for over a year. What the fuck is...
One listener is my mom.
Thanks, Mom. And my wife. I will say we did listen to our last episode in a ride out to Colorado, and I was trying to sleep, but I kept laughing. Like, there was some funny shit.
I was told the other day that I have a voice for audio, which I thought was kind of interesting because I don't feel that way.
Did you tell them that you also have a microphone that's meant for audio?
Should I have?
No, that's Shure SM7B. That's a microphone that's industry known. You had Michael Jackson use it. You had many, many famous people use it. It's a broadcaster microphone.
This exact one.
That exact one. I fucking tore it from the dude's dead hands.
Nice.
After he was done diddling on the little kiddos.
Jesus.
I took the microphone.
Allegedly.
Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. He probably didn't.
I mean, I have no idea, but he was definitely fucking weird.
The nose said it all.
His music was banging.
So were the kids at his Wonderland.
I knew it was coming. I knew. I set it up. All right, dude. You took a week-long vacation for the first time in a while, right?
First time ever. I've been at this company for almost 9 years, and I've never taken a vacation.
How'd it feel?
Fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
You remember why I don't do vacations.
So what was the best part of the trip?
I think the best part of the trip, aside from seeing you, that was definitely a highlight. I wasn't going to go to Colorado and not see you. I think it would have been nice if we were able to do an episode while we were out there, but we left Sunday. You had plans. Honestly, seeing my brother-in-law, it was really nice seeing that guy. Because when we were in Colorado, he used to live with us for a bit, and we'd always hang out, drink a beer, talk, shoot the shit. And it was really nice seeing him and his family. They just got a new house. It was nice having the kids see everyone. My mother-in-law, she cried. She was so happy to see everyone. So it was fun. The worst part was the drive.
Yeah.
On the way back, it was just as bad.
So how long of a drive was it?
I think it took us 25 hours there, and I think it took us 23 hours here.
Was it the time change the difference, or that was actually time on the road, 25 and 23?
It was actually time on the road.
Got it. What made you drive straight through versus stopping and, seeing something like...
Well, I don't know if you know this about me, Patrick, but I'm a little retarded, and we thought...
I did know that, by the way.
Yeah, so we realized after like hour 20, that was not a good idea. Everyone was tired, everyone exhausted. And on the way there, I think my wife drove like 3 hours. And so majority of the driving was me. And then on the way back, she drove, I think we did half and half. And it was a lot better.
So you drove 22 out of 25 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, I don't know as if I would do that with kids. I think as adults, it's a little bit different, but
My kids weren't bad, man.
they were good.
Dude, they were so used to like traveling in a camper that it really wasn't that bad.
That's true.
Like there was some hiccups. It's bound to happen. But other than that, yeah, it was a good time. The drive could have been worse. On the way back, we actually hit like some weather, like passing through Kansas. It dumped hard, and like we were driving right into it.
So weird situation. I haven't really taken a vacation, but this year either. Trying to think, last August would have been the last vacation I took. But Dmitry just so happened to have his vacation the same time that we took a 4-day weekend to go see my son in New Mexico. So we also drove, which was not as bad, but still, it was 7 hours. I think 6.5 actually.
That ain't
Just
shit.
a lot of time in a car.
That ain't shit, dude. I shit longer than that.
Yeah, I know. We need to talk
Especially
about
while
that.
I'm working.
You say especially while you're working. So yeah, we drove to Albuquerque, hung out with my son. So on Friday night, hung out with him all day Saturday, and then we did a hot air balloon on Sunday.
You guys went on a hot air balloon?
We did, yeah.
Is that scary?
So it was not my first time. I did it when I was younger. I'm kind of weird. Like certain situations with heights scare me, but
Yeah.
roller coasters and airplanes, that stuff doesn't really bother me. So I would say it was a little uneasy, but scared wasn't the word.
How
Rolf
big are the
Logan, what's that?
How big are the baskets? Do they come up to your waist or something? Are they like tall?
They are. So we were in a 14-person basket. We thought it was kind of a weird situation. So it was 3 of us, and then we rode to the place with 2 other people. It was a older gentleman and his kid, and we were meeting a group of 25. So the way that they described it is that they had 2 baskets. One was a 14-person basket and one was a 10-person basket. So we thought they were putting us in the 10-person basket, us 3 plus the other 2. They ended up putting us, we did end up in the 10-person basket, but half of the other people came with us, and then they didn't balance it out. It was like 4 Asian ladies on one side, and it was us 5 on the other side. And like me and Deanna are big people.
Yeah.
And so that part was kind of like where I was getting a little uneasy. I'm like, this seems kind of bold.
They're probably like, Rook, it's Godzilla.
It was I don't know, it was kind of enlightening. It was very, very like calming. As soon as we got up and we went up with the sun, so we kind of got to watch the sunrise.
Yeah.
And then it was beautiful. Like just seeing just seeing the whole entire land, I guess. Or
Was
landscape. What's that?
Was that in New Mexico that you guys did that?
Yeah, so it was just outside of Albuquerque. So I don't know how much you know about hot air ballooning or Albuquerque, but Albuquerque hosts the largest balloon festival in the world.
I almost went on a hot air balloon. I was actually going to propose to my wife on a hot air balloon. And I'm fucking petrified of that shit.
You were petrified?
Well, it didn't happen. And I was very relieved.
Because you were scared?
No, because they called me. So we're supposed to be up at like 4:00 for them to give us a confirmation that we're going. And they called me at like 4:15, said, hey, the weather's bad, so we're going to have to cancel it. And I definitely was like, fuck yes. Thank God.
In Colorado?
Yeah.
So New Mexico is famous for hot air ballooning because I guess the wind is very predictable. It's called like the box effect.
Wow.
I had no idea that you can't steer those things.
Yeah.
It's literally the wind.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude.
It's kind of crazy. You have to have a pilot's license to drive one.
You're not fucking piloting shit. You're just going up and down. But I guess the different heights actually have different airflows.
And
So
that's the box effect. And that's why Albuquerque is famous for hot air balloons.
Wow.
So it was cool. We had a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
I think Logan enjoyed it. Like I said, Logan and Deanne were a little hesitant at first, but I think once we got up and they realized like how slow it is, you don't realize how big those balloons are either until you're in.
How long were you in it?
So it was an hour. It was a hour ride. We were the first basket up and we were the last basket down. And I think it was about an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, it's not long.
No, not too bad.
I feel like after like 10, 15 minutes, I'd be like, all right, I'm okay. I'm good. It's not so bad. And then like another 10 minutes go by and I'm freaking out because I can't get the fuck down.
Yeah, I just tried to, I don't want to say live in the moment, but like enjoy the moment and not think about anything else and just kind of watching. Like you could see the animals and stuff from, and we weren't like super high up. I think we were probably about 1,000 feet up.
Pretty high.
I mean, you could die. Yeah. But
definitely.
Towards the end, we were probably only like 200 or 300 feet up. Our pilot was pretty good. So he actually landed us the same place where the other balloon landed, which after finding out that he couldn't steer, I was like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And
Asians.
What's that?
Were the Asians tourists?
No. There's actually a whole backstory for it, but they were, one of them was a teacher and she had a close relationship with the other pilot and they had both gone through cancer together. So it was kind of a cool little situation, which we didn't find that out until after the fact. Our driver told us that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good time. And then we dropped Logan off and we grabbed breakfast and dropped Logan off and then drove back to Denver. So, and we got a little bit of weather, but it was nothing too crazy. Ours was going down, not coming back.
Very cool. Damn, that sounds like a good time. Sounds like a scary time for me, but I'm glad you guys had a good time.
So we went to this place called, and I highly recommend this. If you're ever in Albuquerque, it's called Tinkertown Museum. So Logan went to Albuquerque. It was either his junior or senior year of high school, and he went down there with a friend. And they stayed with a friend of the family, of his friend's family, and toured UNM and then just kind of hung out there for a couple days. Well, the person that they stayed with recommended this museum. And so Logan went. And now anytime anybody goes down to see Logan, Logan takes them there. So Logan's been 5 times now. But it's this old artist that made these little wooden figures. Like he made tons and tons of different things, but like the people were about this big. So, obviously the buildings were about this big.
Oh, no.
And he built this whole little town. And then there's like little buttons you can push and certain figures do certain things. The walls were built from bottles. So it's bottles and then it's got concrete and then the bottles are open. So there's tons of messages in the bottles. And he passed away in, I think, 2002. He ended up getting, I think it was dementia, if I remember correctly. And his wife still runs the place. And it was just a cool little experience. It was very cool to go into.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
Highly recommended. It was very inexpensive. It was like $7 a person. And we dropped a shitload of money in their gift shop just because we wanted to give back a little bit.
To the dead guy?
To the family. I mean, like I said, the wife still runs the place. She was super nice. She was very nice to Logan. So, it was a cool spot. I actually got the shirt from there. It's Billy the Squid.
Very cool. Did he make Billy the Squid?
No. We did get a little bit of his art. We got a magnet. He had a shirt there too, and I almost bought it. And I actually part of me wishes I would have, because it was a lighter material and it was like super soft. This one's a little stiff, kind of fucking hot, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was honestly, that was the coolest thing that we did. Logan enjoyed taking us there, and then both Deanna and I loved it. We thought it was cool.
Awesome, man. Oh yeah,
Seeing Logan was great too, obviously.
I bet.
He walked us around the campus, and it was the first time I'd been there since he'd been in school, and he's getting ready to be a junior. So,
So we saw Ken up there too.
You saw who?
Ken.
Marks?
Yeah.
Where's-
Yeah.
I thought he was in Wyoming.
Yeah. We drove up to Wyoming.
Did you do that for a day or on your way out?
On our way to my brother-in-law's, because they're in Loveland. So we got to shoot some guns out there. Daughter got to shoot some guns. Son got to shoot a gun. It was fun.
That's cool. What day did you do that?
I think Saturday, day before we left.
Oh, okay.
It was a fun time. Daughter shot a gun out of his window. Yeah, it was nice seeing him. He's a big guy. He got a bit bigger.
He did?
Yeah, he's got a bit of belly now.
Nice.
I was like, dude, you're not match now. You're getting fucking old.
But he's doing all right.
He's doing good, man. Yeah, he's doing great.
Nice.
Good dude.
All right. And then last weekend, so 2 weekends ago, we both traveled. And then last weekend, we both did some moving. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we moved like diagonal from our unit to a 3-story unit. Hence why everything's a bit different. Not in a garage now. I have my sim sitting way behind me. Had to reconfigure a lot just to get myself all set up this morning. It was so much fun. The move itself, I had one neighbor help me. His name is Jim, and he is the man. He came by the house at like 9 a.m. We've been already moving shit at that point, but he came by and helped us move all the big stuff. My son had him move all the little things, and Ronan was just kind of hanging out. He moved some stuff, but yeah, it was a pain in the ass. You know, my wife was at work, so we had an entertainment center, and it was so tiny, and it just was a piece of shit. And Jim's like, "Well, what are you going to do with this?" I was like, "Well, I think we're going to get a new one. I just don't know when." And he's like, "It's going to really suck to move this thing up there and then have you guys get a new one." I was like, "Yeah, so let's just fucking do it." So we just went ahead and bought a new entertainment center for my wife. They floor sampled it, and it was funny because my son goes, "It's like, Dad, are we stealing this?" I was like, "No, dude. Dad, you can't just take stuff off like the store's floor. This is Ronin." I'm like, "Dude, don't make eye contact with anybody. Pretend like we work here. It'll be fine." And he's like, "Dad," and then got all into it. It's funny. I did have some. We did not steal it.
That's funny. So you and I talked about this a little bit, but you moved essentially across the street.
Yes.
That sounds like a huge pain in the ass.
It was only... Moving in general is a pain in the ass, man.
Agreed.
But I think the thing that didn't make it as bad is even though you're moving, we didn't have to load up a truck, drive, 45 minutes an hour, wherever the hell you move from, and then come back and do it again. It was literally walk across the street, put it in the house, and walk back across. We used a truck for some things, some like really heavy stuff we did. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, but it could have been a lot better if my other neighbors helped too.
I joked around with Dmitry, not realizing he had used the truck that he just stated, but I was like, "You look like a real piece of shit if you load up a truck and then back it out of the driveway into the driveway across the street."
I just parked on. I literally, like, here's the old house, here's our new house, whichever way you want to fucking go. I literally just took the truck. I parked it in front of our new house, all on the sidewalk, and then I just threw it in reverse and back into the driveway, and I just went back and forth. We didn't get done till like 11 o'clock at night.
That's a lot. That's a lot of moving, and you did it one day.
Yeah, yeah. We had like very, very little to do the next day. Yeah,
Nice.
like a couple totes. That's it.
And you guys had planned this before you left for Colorado.
Yeah, barely. No,
Barely.
we have a running joke. I have a running joke. How fast can you uproot your family? And each time we've gotten better and better, as it takes us less and less time.
Nice.
You know, the camper took us like 2 months. And then getting out of the camper took us like 2 weeks. And then getting in this house took us like a week. We didn't know we were going to move in until the week that we were leaving to go to Colorado. And my son goes, my oldest one, Ian, he's like, Dad, was this like a spur of the moment thing? I said, kind of. That's how we do it.
What was the reason for the move?
It was mostly spur of the moment. But the unit that we're in had a lot of floor issues. Our deck we couldn't even use. So we kind of explained that to them. So we are at least, we didn't have to pay a transfer fee, as well as we got like a credit for like $500. I mean, it's not much, but I think it works out. We like the layout of this a lot better. Every kid has a room now. Ronan, Ellie, and Ian all have a room. We still have a bedroom. Our living room's big, and it looks really inviting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I also moved last weekend on Saturday.
You did?
Yeah.
Where?
I moved Raina.
Right. Okay.
Because Raina graduated in May, and then she had a teaching job for the summer. It was a 6-week teaching program. And the plan was to stay with us. And then once the program was over, she was going to move in with her boyfriend, which is closer to the college that she's going to. So a little cheaper from a transportation standpoint since she doesn't have a car.
Does she want to be a teacher?
What's that?
Does she want to be a teacher?
She does, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so she was a teacher's aide last year and got paid for it through Denver. So
nice.
She worked for Subway for 2 years, and then when she got this job, she ended up quitting Subway, which made sense because she was able to work during school hours, and she worked like 3 days a week and then did school for the other 2. But, she didn't have any bills. She didn't have any expenses. So, and it wasn't anything outside of normal hours. So it kind of just worked out. So yeah, we moved her last week. It was kind of interesting. She had 4 of her boyfriend and 4 of his friends, or 3 of his friends, help us.
Oh, wow.
But she doesn't have anything. So it was like overkill. So it kind of happened pretty fast. And then we were taking a bed, her boyfriend's bed, because they got a new one, and disposing of it. And so we loaded up the bed, which was heavy as shit. And then I went to leave, and I guess it didn't even hit me that I didn't say goodbye to Raina. I didn't hug Raina. And then I got to the school, or I got to where, not the school. I got to where we were disposing the bed at and realized that Raina wasn't with them. And that was it. Went home Saturday night and she was gone. And I don't know, it's kind of crazy because she's the kid I've seen the most over the last 3 years by far, because she's the only kid that was with us full time. She's extremely helpful around the house. She's very, I wouldn't say she's very social. just because I don't necessarily know if she's very social in normal settings, but she's extremely social with both Deanna and myself. Like, a lot of interaction and a lot of conversations. And sometimes they're pretty deep conversations, but like, it just feels weird. They're like, just like that overnight, it's gone.
I feel like as a parent, you kind of you joke around and you say, "Oh, I can't wait till these kids are out. Can't wait till I have our space back," and that, and then you realize when they're gone, sometimes the silence is deafening.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, Deanna and I have kind of talked a little bit about it, but we have her kids and my kids are on the same week. And then we have a whole entire week where it was just me, Raina, and Deanne. And now Raina's gone. So now we have a whole week where it's just me and Deanne. And so like it's different. It's kind of interesting. And we made the best of it yesterday. I think we did what we normally do, but we went out for dinner last night and had a good time, and gonna go have breakfast with Richard and Alicia and Tyler this morning. Yeah, I think I'm trying to keep busy because I think Deanne needs that.
Yeah,
Because she's definitely impacted by her and Rainer are like best friends.
yeah,
And, her oldest daughter and her had some rubs, but like, obviously she loves all of her kids, but she had Raina when her oldest daughter left. And I think it even pulled them closer to each other. And then now it's just her and me. So,
it's I think, yeah, man, I don't know. Uh, It, you don't realize how much you love and miss your kids until they're gone. My daughter's gone for 2 weeks. She was in Colorado with my wife's aunt, and my son goes running. He's like, I miss Ellie. The first day we got into this house, he cried because she wasn't here, and it's funny because the siblings argue and they fight constantly. But it was weird because as soon as they were like separated, they both instantly missed each other.
right.
So it's hard, man.
Yeah, when Logan left, Ev was extremely impacted by him leaving. And like, out of all of her brothers, Jackson is definitely the one she's closest to. And I think it probably goes back and forth between Davis and Logan on, her second favorite. It's clear that Jackson's her first favorite, and he should be because of the way that he takes care of her and helps her and stuff. I don't know how she's going to react when Davis leaves. I think it'll be different when Jackson leaves because she'll be 15, so it'll probably be less impactful. But with her being so young,
Yeah,
and the older two leaving, yeah, we'll see. I think Davis is supposed to leave around October. Sounds like plans may change a little bit, but
crazy.
yeah. And it's like he's worked 76 hours 2 weeks ago. He's been working quite a bit. So what's that?
To make it happen.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's trying to save some money. I told him he should stay till at least November before he finds a place. So we'll see what he does. His girl wants to move out now, but I just told him I don't think he has enough money saved up.
Yeah.
But it was nice. Him and I had dinner on Tuesday night. It was kind of cool. We got to just talk about life a little bit, plans, and all of that other stuff. So
What kind of advice would you give to a father that's dealing with kids moving in? And you get both perspectives because you got the father perspective and you also have the stepfather perspective.
it's a good question, Dmitry. I think I don't have a good um I will have a good here's what I think. I wish that I would have spent more time with the kids before they moved out. and you can't get that back. So that would be one of the things that I would say, which I know doesn't necessarily pertain to them already being gone, but like you need to understand that they're eventually going to leave. As far as like the actual Jesus and a dog getting aggressive, as far as after they leave, I think it's important to stay connected. And that's something that Logan and I have done a pretty good job of. We try to chat for about an hour almost every weekend. It's mainly just to check in and see how he's doing, see what issues he's having. He's not the best at texting like back. So I like to set up the phone call. I like the phone call just because it gives us the time to stay connected. So
Yeah.
you kind of know what's going on. So I think that's one thing that I would say with your kids to stay connected.
You said hindsight's well. Essentially, you said hindsight's 2020, and as parents, I think we're very preoccupied with in the moment and potentially the future. A, for our kids, and B, for ourselves. So when you're not thinking about what's actually going to happen, how you're going to feel, what it means for them to move out as a parent until you get to that point, I think it can be a pretty tough experience because some people, I think it would hit them all at once. Because yeah, they're gone at that point. They are now adults and they're going to live their lives and they're going to start having experiences that you're not a part of. And I think that's a tough one.
Well, and truly that's kind of how it worked with both of my older boys specifically. Like I was I was kind of excited for Logan to go to college, and I was proud of him. I like it was a kind of a good feeling. And then he graduated, and that's when stuff started like sinking in a little bit that like things are about to change a lot. And the same exact thing happened with Davis. And I was like super fucking emotional that weekend of Davis's graduation too, because that was the first time that Logan didn't come back for a whole summer. He came back for Davis's graduation and then he left. And so I was sad that Davis was getting ready to leave, which, I'm super grateful that both Davis and Raina are staying in the state.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to see Raina a lot. And I know I'm going to see Davis a lot, but like Logan and Dea are both out of state. So we only get to see them a couple times a year. It's hard. Yeah. I think for me, I've tried to raise my kids. I'm going to talk about like specifically when they got to teenage years. I tried to raise my kids to be good human beings, to learn how to make good decisions, and to know that like I always got their back. And like I think my relationships with my kids in their teens is way better than it was when they were, younger than teenagers. I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. And so the moment of graduation, like I'm looking forward to that, to see them go do their own thing. However, I didn't realize how impactful them leaving would be. And it changes the whole dynamic of your house, right? Like losing Logan 2 years ago changed the dynamic of the house. We're getting ready to lose two. It's going to change the whole entire dynamic of the house.
Yeah.
It's going to actually be kind of weird for Deanna and I because the other three kids are still fairly young. I mean, Jackson turns 15 this year, but like they're still pretty young. So, and we don't have that extra support from the older teenagers like we've had for a long time. So, yeah, it's definitely different, man.
Yeah, my son, he is 17, going to be 18 in December. Is on his senior year of school. He's going to get a car here probably the next couple months. I don't think he'll be ready to move out at 18. I hope he is. I mean, not because I want him gone, but more so of like a maturity standpoint. I want him to be ready for kind of that adventure of his when he's ready to begin it, because I think him particularly, I think Ian's going to grow a lot when he's on his own and has to figure things out. That suit, he's a, he's a very smart kid, but you know, there's no but. Common sense is learned through the repetition of actions till they become a commonality. And
you just look that up.
No,
seems like a very good and accurate definition.
No, it's just, listen, I might be a little retarded, but I got a way. That's the thing that I'm kind of like concerned about, and not really concerned, more so just I'm excited to see who he turns into. But he is like my best friend in a sense. He comes up, we'll talk about random shit. I give him a hard time. He doesn't listen. It's great, but I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss when he's gone.
He'll surprise you, man. I felt the same way about Logan. Like Logan was really smart. And I felt like the common sense sometimes was a little bit of a struggle. And you see little bits of that.
Mhm.
But like when we were down in New Mexico specifically, he had a roommate. He showed us his dorm room, and he was extremely practical, and his place was clean. Like his roommate's place wasn't clean, which is essentially the same fucking room, but the way he carried himself, how he cared about his job.
Now, was it different when he was with you? I think that's kind of what I was going to dive into.
Yeah. So, yeah, great question. So Logan is the kid that would clean up his own messes, but not somebody else's. He would do the stuff that you asked him to do, but then he may do it at like 50% is probably not fair. He'd do it at like 80%.
Sure.
And then if you said something to him, he would get extremely like defensive.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can never do anything right. And like,
sure.
I sucked for a long time at my approach with my children. I was a fucking asshole about it, right? Like, and so I think he had these barriers up all the time because of the way that I used to interact with him. As we've both gotten older and gotten closer, I can have tough conversations with him, and he is substantially different. I'm gonna share the story. He probably doesn't want me to share it, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's embarrassing. It's life lessons. So he was involved in a car accident, like I think it was November. It was either October or November. We had to get his car repaired. Couldn't find a place down there that wasn't going to try to rip him off. So we ended up getting it back up here to a friend that I know that I could just trust. It was substantial amount of money for his car. Got it fixed. He drove it back down there for Christmas break, and he's been driving it around. About a month ago, maybe a little bit over a month ago, he got involved into another accident. And it was a minor accident. Nobody was hurt. He called me. We kind of worked through it. And so I was like, well, and his rent was also not paid. And he was like 15 days late. Well, they started hitting him with late fees.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because, well, A, I thought it was kind of fucked up because he does work there. But B, I just felt bad for him. And, I had some money, and I was like, I'll just give you some money. He's like, how much money do I owe you at this point? I don't have a exact number. But he's like, I don't want you to always have to help me out. And when he said that, it kind of made me feel good, right? Like, it made me feel good that he's not going to use me his whole entire life. Like, he feels bad about these situations. Which, having kids, you don't know that sometimes. Like, you just, I don't know. And it's the same thing with like charging Davis for rent. I'm not charging Davis for rent to be a dickhead. I'm charging Davis for rent so he learns how to fucking pay his rent.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping his money. But anyways, sorry. I stole from your story, but I just wanted to tell you that Ian will surprise you. He will surprise you.
Well, I think kind of when you were talking about Logan's like upkeeping of his place and stuff, I think there's a certain level of pride that goes into when you move out. And I don't think they want to mess it up. So I think when Ian moves out, when he's got stuff to clean and take care of or bills, I think he'll do a good job and he'll get it done. There's going to be hiccups. And I think hiccups are, they're definite in life. There's always going to be something, and you do have to figure out how you're going to maneuver around that obstacle course. So as nervous as I am for his, common sense side, I think he's going to develop it incredibly fast when he's on his own. And I'm excited to see that part. That's going to suck to have him gone, like all my kids. But it'll be really exciting to see the kind of people that they turn into, especially when there's no adult supervising them or watching them and making sure they take care of their stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting and sucks at the same time.
Accidents can be scary,
What's
You
that?
don't ever want kids accidents. You don't ever want your kids to be involved in accidents,
Right.
buddy.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that there's certain things about Davis that I think he's well more prepared than Logan ish, but he's potentially, I think, got some bigger challenges in front of him because he's moving in with his girlfriend. So it's another mouth to feed. I don't want him to fall down the same, rabbit hole that I fell down from a work standpoint, right? Like the 76 hours is great, but like, I don't want him to have to live his life that way either. Because if I could go back, I wouldn't do the same thing. I wouldn't do things the same way. I would do things different. And I don't want him to do the same thing that I did.
Well, I think one of the things that they learn from watching you work so hard is that it doesn't require a lot of effort. It's getting the things you want. When I was a kid, and I still live by this shit because this is how my life is. Everything always works out. Anything I've ever wanted in life, I've received, and that's because in one way or another, subconsciously, I'm always working towards it, whether I realize it or not. Shit, what was I saying?
You're talking about when you were working towards something subconsciously.
Yeah. So everything works out, and I think Ian kind of laughs at that because he sees it happen all the time. And anything I ever say I want, it always happens. Like in one way or another, it always works out. And I don't think I would change anything for me personally, because I'm okay with it being that's the roommate for the couch. I'm okay with it being difficult for me because I want it to be easier for my kids. My wife working out, it's a lot easier for all of us. But whatever they want, whatever Ian wants, or whatever Logan, Davis, Jackson, Evelyn, any of them want, Raina, they're all going to get it. And I think they have to trust the process and not be worried about if they're doing everything right, because as an adult, there ain't shit you're doing right. there's always something that you could be doing better. There's always some place where part of it you could be doing more. But if all your focus is on all that, and instead of just appreciating, like you said, on the hot air balloon, you were in a moment and you appreciated it. If you appreciate the moments where you are in life, whether it's difficult or it's good, you'll that's going to be fine. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't disagree with you. I think that I think all my kids are going to be just fine.
I think it'd be great, dude. You're a great guy. You're a great dad. You know, I think they're going to be absolutely wonderful. You and Deanne, you guys fucking rock. So you've set them up for success, whether you realize it or not. And I know that's what you as a parent you want to do. You want to make sure that they're set up and ready for it. And I think they're going to be ready to take on any challenge that's given them.
Yeah, I think it's been more intentional the older I've gotten. You know, when you're young, I don't think that you're thinking about the fact that they're going to turn 18 and move out and all of that stuff. At least I never did. But then as I got older, I realized that like they're going to move out. And that's the stuff that I kind of look forward to as a parent, which made me not appreciate my children as children.
Yeah.
Or my kids as children, or my children as kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, grow up, do what you're supposed to do. You got so much. You got such a short time to be a kid, and then you're going to be adult. So you got to have this figured out by the time you're an adult. And then you feel like shit because you're like, oh well, you're still a kid.
Well, and I think that it's definitely been more intentional, as even at a younger age, on me having conversations with my kids to make sure that they grow up and make good decisions. But you also need to live in the moment a little bit. You need to enjoy the time that you currently have with them, because that shit's going away, whether you like it or not.
Do you think it's gotten easier? So that, parents they say, "Oh, your first kid was your tester." Your room? It's not your yet. God damn it, kid. God damn it.
First kid tester.
First kid tester. There you go. Thank you, Patrick. The first kid, you're trying so hard to have it all figured out. And then you realize that you're not going to have it all figured out, and you're going to screw that kid up way more than any of the other ones. Not intentionally, but because you're just learning. And then your next kid, you start making better decisions at a younger age for them because you understand the impacts that it had on your first one. And then your third kid, it's almost like you start to realize, well, actually, I could be super hard on this kid. And look what happened. Yes, they're smart. Yes, they're doing this and that, but what part of them did I miss? And then you look at your second kid and you might ease up on certain things, but you're still hard on them on the other things that are impactful. And then your third kid, Ronan, dude, it's so much easier for me to just kind of let him be a kid and understand that the things that I want to instill in him at this age, it's not the time to do it. Listening is one of them, because I just did tell him to go put on the TV in our bedroom. In our bedroom.
Yeah, I think that with my older two, they were close in age, so I would say the parenting was similar with both of them. Yeah. But I think that was why it was so easy for me to see the difference too, right? Like, and I think I've shared this before, but I feel like Logan, hey Logan, don't touch that. It's hot. Okay. You don't know shit. Oh, it's hot. And he wouldn't come to me and say, hey, I touched it and it was hot. You were right. I'm really sorry. He would just test it for himself. Or Davis, and it was probably because Logan and I had quite a few interactions that were definitely not positive, but Davis listens to me. Hey, Davis, don't touch that shit because it's hot. All right, you got it. And then he he, and that's kind of where, like I said, I think Davis has a lot of that common sense stuff, and he'll listen to this words coming out of my mouth, but I still think he has a pretty rough road ahead of him.
How about Jackson? I'm curious, like, because you said the other two were close in age. How was it with Jackson? How is he? How do you parent him differently compared to your older sons?
I'm much, much nicer to Jackson. Jackson's a very sweet kid. He's got a mixture of both of them in there. Jackson listens to me. But, the 80% dishes thing, that's something Jackson would do.
Yeah.
Where I've learned as I've gotten older, I don't need to fucking berate my kid because he didn't do what I asked him to do. I need to actually do a better job of explaining to him what I want done. And so I'm better at doing that with Jackson than I ever was with Logan. With Logan, it was like, and I never call Logan a piece of shit or anything, but like, it was, level 10 right out of the gate because I was pissed off for something so stupid that it didn't matter that much. What do we got going on here? Fucking exorcism?
No, just kids.
Kids being kids.
It's being kids.
But yeah, I think Jackson's got a little bit of both. He listens to me, but he also does things a little bit lacking a little bit of common sense sometimes. But he's also the best fucking brother to Evelyn. Like, he's the sweetest kid, man. He's a 14-year-old that does anything you ask him to do. He plays with August and Evelyn almost every single day. Like, for a 14-year-old to do that, I think it's pretty impressive.
It is impressive. I can't get my kids out of the damn room.
Well, I feel kind of like a shithead sometimes, but like I'll get home on a Tuesday night and all the kids will be here and I'll be like, we should do something. And then dinner will be wrapped up and all three of the kids will go downstairs and they're playing downstairs. And so I end up not seeing my kids for the whole night, but like I also don't want to disrupt them playing together. Right. Yeah. Like, I think it's extremely valuable that they're playing, growing closer, and I think August looks up to Jackson a lot. I wouldn't say that he didn't look up to, Davis and or Reina, but like they're so far apart in age where August and Jackson are a little bit closer. So I don't know. We're fucking rambling like crazy, but Jackson's a very, very good kid. He's a super sweet kid. And yeah, it's gonna suck when he leaves too.
It's crazy to hear. So like I was telling you before, Ellie and Ronan, once they're apart, they miss each other. But when they're together, dude, they're like two tornadoes colliding. Ian's 17. He doesn't want to be a part of anything. He just wants to sit in his room, play video games, come upstairs for food when he's hungry, and then disappear back into the shadows. But it's almost like pulling the kids together to interact and play games together almost turns into kind of like it's a battle. So it's nice to hear that Jackson's such a good big brother.
Yeah, and I'd be lying to you if I told you that him and Ev don't get into it every once in a while. Ev and August don't get into it every once in a while. I think that August could be challenging to play with sometimes because he's so bossy. And yeah, I think some of it has to do with his autism for sure. Like, he wants to control everything because then his mind's okay. Yeah, if things he can't control, then he gets like uneasy, and to the point where uneasy sometimes will lead to pissed off. And that's the other thing that I think is extremely impressive and very understated with Jackson, is that he navigates through those things. And I think August trusts Jackson. And so, I mean, I know August trusts Jackson, but like he lets him make decisions and actually be a leader. But then the flip side is I've seen Jackson let August make decisions, right? Like he's not trying to control the whole thing. He lets him make some decisions, just like he does with Ev too. But Ev's very submissive to a certain extent. She's a little spicy, but she's pretty submissive when she's playing with her brothers. So yeah, Jackson's he's a great kid, man. I'm telling you that I had this conversation with Raina not too long ago and I shared it last year, the story with the Jackson was involved in some bullying.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of parents will say, not my fucking kid. But I said it. I mean, I had a conversation with Jackson, but I knew after I talked to him that it was not my fucking kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think it was him in the first place, but I also did my homework just to make sure, because it just did not. It was very out of character for him. It's not his style.
So I've said Jackson, he'll take the lead and he'll let August take the lead. I have a feeling that's due to your parenting. And I'm sure like you said, you parent Jackson probably a bit different than you did Davis and Logan. And that comes out in him. So what you're seeing, I think it's his personality, but I think it's also due to you kind of showing him what that feels like. And he realized that that's a good way to do things, that you can't always have it your way. Sometimes you let other people feel as if they're in control because it makes them feel just as good as when you're in control. So I think a testament is you as a dad. Good job.
Thanks, dude. Yeah. I mean, that's what relationships are, right? Like whether it's your partner or even friendships, nobody wants a friend that always controls everything and uses you, right? Like that eventually, even if you were friends at a young age and you grew up, eventually you're going to be like, you're going to realize that this isn't a friendship. Like you're fucking just using me, which I have a lot of really close friendships and relationships. And I have people that I know that I can count on. And I hope they feel the same way for me. Like if, one of my friends were to go through a divorce and needed a place to stay, I'm going to go have a conversation with Deanne and say, hey, can this dude stay here for some time while he gets through this? Or, whatever the case is. What'd you say?
You talk about me. It's happening.
Yeah. It sounds like it's inevitable that it's coming. So you have a place to stay. I will have a conversation with Deanne today. Cool. Well, we're over an hour. It felt weird because I thought we were going to be at like 30 minutes for a minute, and then we just started talking about other shit. This is why it's the best podcast in the world. So
I noticed it's. I was thinking about this when we were going through, and I'm like, most podcasts have a topic, and they're pretty. They stick to it pretty well. And then I realized that for us, it's more so of like a fatherhood, like fatherly conversations about topics that aren't necessarily exclusive to dads, but it's more so two friends having a conversation about their week or what's going on in their life. It kind of almost turns into like a therapy thing. And I hope people listen to it and they're like, I can relate and I can take something from our conversation.
I think a couple things stand out to me. And it's when we get a random comment from a random person that said, I really needed this today, or just my mom listening is great. But at the end of the day, like we're trying to impact or impact might not be the right word, but we're just trying to help other people to know that parenting's fucking hard. We make mistakes and you just need to learn from it and, get back up and approach the next situation different than you approached the last.
Yeah. All parents are battling similar things, man, in one way, one form or another.
Yeah, I doubt that there's a perfect parent out there.
And if there is, they're fucking lying.
That's probably the best way to put it. And if you're so involved in your kid's life and you do all of this stuff and you wipe your kid's butt and all this other shit, and you think that that's your idea of being a perfect parent, you are setting your kid up for fucking failure. So, yeah, I think that there's just, I'm not perfect by any means. I made a shitload of mistakes and, I'm probably going to make a mistake in the next week and hopefully I can reflect on it. And I don't have kids for a week, but I'm going to make a mistake. Hopefully you can reflect on it, learn from it. And the next time a similar situation happens, you handle it a little bit differently.
Yeah. Well, I guess honestly, that's probably what this podcast is about. Like it's not a murder mystery. It's not telling you how big a black hole is. It's not talking about a chocolate starfish. It's just talking about shit that we fathers and parents in general just deal with. And we're telling you our stories, and we hope that you guys tell us yours. It's important if you don't have someone to talk to about, what you're dealing with. Yeah, you're not perfect. You're gonna fuck up. Your kids are gonna dislike you, but then you're able to heal that bond. You're able to repair the things that you're screwing up. And sometimes you don't realize what you're screwing up until you hear other people talking about it. It gives you another vantage point on a situation.
Right. Cool.
Question?
Yes, sir. It's a good one, I think. One of your kids, doesn't matter which one, switches into your body for the day. What's the first thing that they complain about?
It's fucking old and broken. They'd be like, Dad, why does fucking everything hurt on you? Like every time I take a shit, my asshole hurts. I was like, I'm an aggressive wiper, man. You're gonna have to deal with this shit. Yeah, I think they'd probably be like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? And at that point, they'd realize everything. So when they go back to their body, they'll appreciate it a hell of a lot more.
I think the first thing that my kids would complain about was having to parent these fucking kids. Just kidding.
What do you think they could do it better?
For sure. Which hopefully they can.
Until they deal with the opposition.
The ops.
Being a parent when your kids disagree with what you're saying or how you're saying or what you're telling them to do, as a kid, you're probably like, oh, I could probably have said this way better, and they would just listened. And then you realize, nope. Any angle you want to try.
Yeah, I don't know what my kids would complain about, honestly. I think probably I'm too fucking fat.
Yeah, you lost a lot of weight.
I know. It's
good.
An ongoing battle.
It is.
I love beer.
I know, dude. I'm fucking back at 306. Unfortunately.
I switched to NAs though.
So you just doing calories without the fucking enjoyment?
No. I mean, yes, but no, because I'm still drinking tequila. So I get my buzz from the tequila.
So you're keeping the same calories, Patrick?
No, but it's less calories.
By how much? Like fucking 10?
No, NAs are 45 or less.
Wow.
So it's like like a full beer, it's like a quarter of. I was doing the Modelo Oros for a long time, or the Corona Premiums. They're the 90 cal beers, so it still cuts those in half.
That's fair. That's fair. I
And
got
then
2 bottles of Leopold whiskey.
You got 2 bottles of what?
Leopold Brothers apple whiskey.
Is it good?
My wife's favorite whiskey. She doesn't drink anymore, but I got 2 bottles because she was going to try some, and I drank both of them
In one sitting.
No, like over a span of the past 2 weeks.
Got it. Just sipping on whiskey on ice.
Yeah,
I'm not a big whiskey drinker.
it's good, dude. It's good. It's really, really good. You should get some because it's only in Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Got it.
If you want to get some out to me, that'd be great.
Yeah, I've just never been big into whiskey. Honestly,
Me either. I like
well,
this shit.
and you drink vodka too, and I can't do vodka either.
I don't drink vodka as much. Unless someone hands me a bottle of vodka, I'll fucking drink the whole bottle. But I probably won't buy it. I did buy a couple weeks ago, and that didn't.
All right, let's wrap this up. We gotta hit the road in 30 minutes. So
sounds good.
Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Please comment. I love positive comments. I love negative comments too, a little bit.
Yeah,
they're kind of funny. My favorite one still is the cost of podcast equipment. Right? What did he say? Do you remember what?
I wish podcast equipment was higher, so we didn't have to listen to this shit.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, and then Compass on.
Compass. You say compass, not compass.
Yeah, don't
piss on us.
Don't piss on us.
You can send us a fucking video. Like, it'd be entertaining to watch at least. You guys have a wonderful week of parenting. Understand that your kids are short. Your kids are small for only a short period of time in life, and live in the moment and appreciate them. So one day they can appreciate the parenting that you provided. Deuces.
Absolutely.